I really love my A45, guys. It's a giant killing car in a giant killing price. And today I'm going to show you how to upgrade A45 to make it not only more AMG, but more of a modern car in line with current cars. So I'm going to show you all the best mods that you can do to this series of car. Now, when I first saw the A45, it was at my first ever motor show visit back in 2013 at the Geneva Motor Show. And it sticks out in my mind because it was the saddest attempt by me to sneak my way into a well-known YouTuber's video. You just have to see how embarrassing this is.
It's like a bit of a bargain. Now, if you buy one of these cars, you don't really have to worry about the warranty too much because, as with every AMG car...
Ugh, so sad. But we had a really good chat. Matt was absolutely lovely, but it kind of sticks out in my head because of that. Now, I visited Geneva as an AMG customer, in fact. And like many people there at the time, I was very unsure of why AMG were going in this direction. Remember, this is a company used to making V8s and V12s in essentially what are super saloons and supercars. So this hot hatch direction was a weird one. But as Matt rightly said when I spoke to him then, well, this is a car that is going to be as fast on the road as the then C63. It's still got a one-man, one-engine, hand-built motor under the hood, which is, in fact, the most powerful four-cylinder production engine, at least at that time. And of course, almost every other thing within the car changed by AMG. But regardless of that, you know, we're all skeptics from the get-go. You really have to convince us, particularly with new car models like this. So when I test drove it many months later, I had zero expectations, I'm being totally honest. But I immediately fell in love with it. It had great steering, had a much better gearbox than even the C63 at the time did. The 4x4 system was simple but fun, and it had a whole host of AMG emotion thanks to that fantastic engine and a really nice exhaust note and startup. So I was sold immediately. And in fact, that was the car that prompted me to start cataloging my car journey on the then very young Instagram, which eventually led to the birth of Remove Before Race. So you can understand why it's got a really special place in my heart, the A45. Then came the A45S very recently, and it is an absolute rocket of a car. I mean, this thing is so fast and agile, and AMG have done such an incredible job. The new car features the new most powerful four-cylinder production engine in the world with 421 brake horsepower, but it's not just the horsepower number, it's how agile and fast this car is genuinely on the open road. It will catch any supercar, but it's got a commensurate price to match its ability as well. It's almost £60,000, which is insane. Even the A35 these days is like above 40,000, whereas the original A45 sat at a £36,000 starting price. And you kind of lose the point of a hot hatch for me at that point, because it's meant to be, like I said, a giant killer at a giant killing price as well, which the A45S isn't. So when I bought this car about a year and a half ago, and I bought the first gen pre-facelift, I bought it in spite of the new car. So I picked up my car for around about £25,000, very low mileage, around about 7,000. But you need to more look at the history rather than the mileage, because the owner who was taking care of it, Lee, did a fantastic job. Well done, buddy. He had all the papers. It was really well taken care of. In terms of finance, it was just as cheap. I'm paying like £230 a month with just £3 down, which is essentially, for an AMG fan, that's like free motoring. If you're interested in getting one for yourself, talk to Charles and Dean. There's a link down below in the description. Get a similar deal as well. But it's like free motoring. You're getting so much AMG flavour for such a low cost. And this is what I'm talking about. Giant killing price, giant killing performance as well. But the plan with this car always was to make it more unique, to make it more AMG, and to make it more modern. The most important thing I've done today is change the entire paint scheme of the car to a very special AMG colour. So you'll get to see the unveil of that very shortly in this video. After that, I'll show you all the other mods I've done. Hopefully it'll all be really useful for any current owners and future owners. So let's dive straight in and check out all the changes to my A45. So guys, big thanks to Crep Chief Notify for sponsoring today's episode. They're a community that notifies you of the best and rarest items to either keep for your own collection or to sell on for extra income. We're talking about stuff like the newest gadgets like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, or for nerds like me, the latest and rarest Pokemon cards, and stuff like home weights or rare shoes and sneakers that are difficult to otherwise get a hold of. We've got a code down below, which is CCN10 for £10 off subscribing. Well worth looking at if you want to make some extra income to splurge on cars or just to get some rarer items. So guys, let's talk mods for the 45 series. So the first thing I did straight off the bat before I even collected the car was get a new set of 45S AMG alloys, which are the multi-spokes off the new A45S. On this car, they now look fantastic. They changed the entire look of the car. And yes, they are pricey, undoubtedly they are, but they'll always hold their value as AMG alloys do. The top range of AMG alloys always seem to hold their value because somebody wants them. That was the first choice, and you don't need to go for these top dog ones. You can get any more modern AMG alloy that would fit the A45, put it on there, and you'll change the entire look of the car for the better. The next thing I did was, thanks to Michelin, they got me the incredible Pilot Sport 4S tyres, which completely changed the ride of the car. The 4S's, they don't mean 4Cs, and they're essentially replacements for the Pilot Super Sports, and they are incredible tyres in terms of grip. Today, I've done, I think, something like another 14,000 miles on the car, and I've still got 5 to 6 mil across the tyres, and I've not been driving like a granny. So these are fantastic, not just for the grip that you get in most conditions, but in terms of wear and tear as well. So really, really good that. Then I went on the inside and I changed the steering wheel because my car was missing the performance steering wheel option and the gear shifting option. I changed those straight away. I'll show you more of that later. I also retrimmed the standard one using the SLS Black Series Red Dynamica to match the rest of the red style inside. But I did something more special in my C63 Black Series, which you'll see the transformation of very soon. You're gonna love it. New interior, new exterior. And for that car, I got a carbon steering wheel made in the same design as the carbon steering wheels of today of AMG. And you could also do that for this car. Just speak to SW Customs and they will exactly match the design of the modern ones. It won't be something that looks aftermarket. But then outside, I wanted a completely different paint finish. I also didn't like the standard diffuser. I tried the facelift ones, but it was the pipes, the exhaust pipes, that I just could not get along with. So now I'm going to show you what I decided. And I decided to go for a whole new paint scheme rather than a wrap. As great as wraps are, and I've had some of the best people in the world apply wraps, they're limited by the material itself. It can never color match a real color, and the final finish can never be the same as paint, no matter how hard you try. Enter then Fast Lane Paint and Body. These guys recently resprayed my C63 Black Series. I trusted them with it because they are the official body shop for Mercedes-Benz World in Brooklands, among other dealers. They deal with AMGs, G-Wagons, Rolls-Royces, Teslas, Bentleys, everything under the sun. And they are really, really good at what they do, hence why I trusted them with my Black Series. Just like the Black Series, we will be doing PTS peelable paint. So paint to sample, peelable paint in any manufacturer shade you want, it's possible. I initially thought I was going to go with the same solar beam yellow as the C63 to match the prototype A45, but then I thought, let's go for a different one. Let's go for a color that's about to be discontinued at Mercedes. So I picked something that's a bit classier. I think you're going to love it. Let's now head to Fastlane. I want to show you every process of the stripping and the spraying and the finishing before I unveil the car to you, and then show you the absolutely epic diffuser, and then we'll go on to the final mods inside the car. So guys, this is the Fastlane branch in Elstree, which is a different one to the Heathrow one, which is taking care of my Black Series. As you can see, the A45 has arrived, and the first port of call was to get the facelift, the rear lights on. I know a lot of you suggested it in the last video when I collected the car. So that's been done now, and the technician has put those on. Next, we get to the strip down. So being Mercedes-Benz approved, trust them 100% on this. Anyone else, I would not just give this to any wrapping company to do, particularly with the Black Series, I must say. So as you can see, it's being stripped down now, and then the entire car will be masked. And I had a visit just while the masking had finished. So guys, let's walk in here now, and you will see the main body of the car. It has been all masked up, and masking is so important because yes, material can be peelable, but unless you mask it properly like they've done here, it might as well not be, because it can get in every nook and cranny and it'll be impossible to take off. So you can see kind of the detail they've gone to. And again, this is just easy stuff for them. They're so used to doing this. And again, that gives me confidence as a customer if I take an even more expensive car. You can see here, wheels are all covered up as well, engine bay covered. But this isn't what you want to see. You really want to see the colour when it's all done on this beauty of an AMG. So let's show you the final result. Just a note so you know how peelable works. The first layer is the peelable layer, and everything that happens after this process is normal automotive paint. So now let's have the unveil as I arrive in the Press 911 Carrera. Right guys, so here we are inside the Elstree branch for Fastlane. It's a little bit smaller than the Heathrow one that's dealing with my Black Series. That one specializes more in the Mercedes-Benz and AMG side of things. But here as well, as you can see, we've got a C63S here, finished in Selenite Magna, which is a notoriously difficult paint to deal with. But for these guys, it's just a run-of-the-mill job. Again, we've got an E-Class coupe over there as well. It's just run-of-the-mill for these guys. And that gives me, as a customer, confidence that I can give them a car like the Black Series, forget the A-Class for a minute, because I just would not be comfortable doing that with your average wrapper. Anyway, come this way, hiding over here, underneath the Fastlane body, inside that area is my A45. As an AMG fan, this is a color that I liken directly to the brand. So I can't wait to show you. Let's get these shutters open right now and show you the brand new PTS bespoke color for my A45 AMG. So guys, there she is, finished in AMG Brilliant Blue, which was a color that was started by the C63 S205 all those years back. I think it was what, 2015 that car came out. And as we said, compact cars at Mercedes don't get the love of the better paint options. So to get Brilliant Blue on an A45 is just a great example of how you can really use this PTS peelable paint to your advantage on a car. Now just to zoom in a little bit here, I want to show you the finish. It's been ceramicked, so it's super smooth, but you can see it's just like factory paint. I mean, the job that they've done here at Fastlane. Again, it's so easy for them, it's just run-of-the-mill work. Really, it's transformed the car. And I've got these ideas in my head. I need to get a Porsche and get a PTS colour done here. Imagine just doing that, getting a new car in black and bringing it here and getting the PTS done immediately, rather than having to wait months and months for Porsche to give you a slot. The rear is where it's really at, thanks to that Pisha Design diffuser. I'll get onto that in a second, just focusing on the paintwork for a minute, which looks incredible. I love Brilliant Blue, absolutely love it. Let's check one of the main areas, has to be the door shuts. Look at that, superb work. So, quick walk around of what we've done. We've kept it completely OEM. That means everything that was black in factory and everything that was body coloured has remained exactly the same. For example, front splitter is still gloss black. The roof, people would have probably left black. I'm not like that. That has to go body colour because it was on the original car. Similarly, on the rear part of the roof, the spoiler, of course, it remains in gloss black. And then, when we went to the Pisha Design diffuser on the rear, again, that went gloss black to match the aerodynamic features of the car as well. I think out of everything in this video, that diffuser is my favourite aesthetic touch. It's my favourite mod. It just adds so much to the 176 A-Class. It's well worth doing, be it facelift or pre-facelift. Look at that. If you're curious as to the cost in a small car like this, or a two-door small car like the M2, for example, you'll be looking at a starting price of around $5,000 without door shuts. And if you're an RBR viewer, you get an extra 10% off if you say that you've come from us. Considering that PTS usually costs upwards of $7,000, it's not a bad post-factory option. So guys, there you go, AMG Brilliant Blue. I think it looks fantastic. It reminds me of the C63 wagon. It reminds me of the colors that you see on the AMG GT. I know I played it a little bit safe, but when you see this A45, you'll know that it's paint rather than a wrap, because you'll never get a wrap color that's like this blue. And the finish, I mean, it's so smooth. Fastlane also did the ceramic coating across the car. I mean, it's better than factory, I'll be honest with you, and I'm happy to show any subscribers as well who are interested in doing this. You're more than welcome to come and have a look at my cars. Just drop me a DM on Instagram. I'm just so pleased with how it looks. What do you guys think? Doesn't it look incredible? Particularly then with the rear diffuser. We have to go and have a look at this right now. Oh guys, this diffuser. Isn't it absolute car porn? And the thing I love about Pisha Design is when they make anything, they make it very, very much kind of OEM plus. So the idea of using the 63 pipes within their style of diffuser was a stroke of genius, because the one thing that I always thought, and I'm sure a lot of you thought as well, is that the old poxy pipes of the 45 series just never suited the cars at all. Whereas the current ones, they get the round pipes with the AMG logos, which is great. The old ones were just so boring. Whereas now it looks like these were always meant on the car, particularly considering how loud the A45s of old were. I think it really suits it quite well. The design of the low diffuser itself, it matches really well the shape of the rest of the cars. I still kept the aerodynamic flicks from the facelift anyway. Facelift lights on the rear look really good as well. Pisha do a lot of other cool things. Their AMG GTS kit, for example, is one of the coolest ones I've ever seen. Just check out their designs. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. At the very least, any 45 owners, facelift or otherwise, this diffuser is the one to have. You can even get either chrome or the night pack tips as well. So again, OEM plus, these are AMG parts on the tips here. Now, let's head over inside and show you my favorite mod potentially, which is the CarPlay system. So guys, welcome to the humble but very cool interior of the original A45. I think it was a massive leap forward this generation of A-Class with the completely different shape that we have outside, but inside was really modern and cool. And it brought some firsts as well, particularly for the AMGs, mainly the Recaro bucket seats that you'll now even still see in the GT Black series till today. And they were all introduced in the A-Class. In fact, there's even a little Recaro badge that they did away with after the A-Class series. So it's always been an interior that I really liked. As I said, the first thing I upgraded was the steering wheel. My car wasn't optioned with the AMG Performance steering wheel and the gear stick, so that's the first thing I changed. Very easy to put the gear stick on. You just pop off the old one, plug in the new one. This required me sourcing the AMG steering wheel, and then I got it retrimmed so it matched the rest of the red highlights. As I said, the SW Customs Carbon one, a really good option. Or if you already have one and you don't want to do any of that, one thing you should do is get the official AMG trim for the steering wheel, which gives you the logo here at the bottom. Again, it's a nice little touch that finishes off an otherwise pretty nice AMG interior. One thing you'll miss out on if you don't have the full leather seat option like my car does is having the lovely metal trims on the Recaro seats. So if you don't have my seats, you end up with the black plastic horrible parts. These you can order separately and you can get them installed. And again, it just increases kind of the premium feel of the seats. Right now, let's get on to the main part of the interior upgrades, which is adding CarPlay and Android Auto to old Mercedes-Benz. Not just this car, because I'm going to be doing it to my Black Series as well and to my 205 C63. And you can contact the company who I'm going to tell you about to find out about any of your old Mercedes. So I've been looking at this company for many, many years because I stalk on the MB World forums, which is an amazing resource for Mercedes-Benz owners. I definitely recommend that you sign up there. And it is Command Online in the UK. And they do all kinds of upgrades. Now, Richard and the guys at Command Online UK have been doing this kind of stuff for years and years, particularly with like audio upgrades, 360 cameras, reversing cameras, which is something else I'm considering for the C Black, which never had it. And they are so experienced in taking apart and putting together Mercedes-Benz models that, again, I had real confidence going to these guys to get this job done as well. So the module is not some China-based module. It's something that they have and supply themselves. All of this was done at their premises. As you can see, they take off the main dashboard trim. They install the module behind it. Then you have the microphone here next to the speedometer. It was done essentially in just a day for me, which is fantastic. Now, how does it work? Well, as I said, it's all wireless, which is brilliant. It works on your Wi-Fi. All I need to do is long press on the call end button here, and I get into the system. Then I can connect straight onto CarPlay or Android Auto, depending on what you want. And there you go, it's all done. And what this has done is, for me as a customer, it's brought the car right into the modern age, because when I jump into any modern car these days, I tend to ignore their base systems and I just work with CarPlay, Google Maps, Waze, etc., Apple Music or Spotify or whatever you guys listen to. It's all there. I don't need to mess around with anything else, and it's all controllable from this knob over here or this knob over here. And it's great because now I haven't got to put a phone holder here or something in order to access the latest apps. Any updates on Apple CarPlay or Android Auto will come straight on this screen here as well. And it's brought my car into the modern age. I can't recommend it enough. I believe the retail cost is somewhere around £700. Can't remember exactly what I paid, but I have got a discount for you guys from Command Online, which is rare. They don't do that, okay? The code is RBR50. It's a straight £50 off. CarPlay install, you can ask them for discount on anything else that they do by using that code. But like I said, really recommend it for those of us who don't have this in their current Mercedes-Benz, and really recommend Command Online for all those other things. They're so experienced. There's such a massive catalogue of things that they can do to your car if you're willing to spend on it. And the main thing is they have the experience and the knowledge of Mercedes-Benz nerds. So love them for it. Love the system in the car. Now, the next time that I show you the A45 on video, we're going to do one more mod. That's an important mod, particularly for the pre-facelift, and that is a power bump, because the pre-facelift comes in at around about 360 brake horsepower, which is little on the shy side, particularly versus the facelift, which had 385. And there was no mechanical change between them either. So I'm going to explore giving this car a power bump. We'll see if we go stage 1, stage 2, what are the pitfalls, what are the benefits, how fast can we get this car to go, particularly on launch control, and then I'll do a full performance review of the A45 in its first generation to show you just what a fun car it really is. So guys, there is my A45 all transformed. I think it looks amazing. I'm so happy with the PTS peelable paint, and I can't wait to show you the C63 Black Series in a couple of weeks' time. Like I said, solar beam on the outside and a brand new interior being done by B-Trim. It's absolutely going to blow your minds, but it's very factory AMG, just like this car is. So there you go guys, brand new PTS paint color, 63 pipes, new diffuser, Apple CarPlay and a host of other changes. I'm excited to do PTS on some future cars as well. Maybe I'll do it on the GT Black Series. I'm definitely going to do it on a future Porsche that I've ordered, because you all know how well Porsches show off PTS colors. If any of you beat me to it and do it with Fastlane beforehand, do let me know, either on YouTube or Instagram. I would love to see. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed watching this. I hope it was useful. Next video is going to be about power bumps on the 45 series. Can't wait to show you and review this car properly. So until then, please do like, subscribe and share this video, and I'll see you guys again soon.